one of the first things you said had to do with our ego, man, as business owners. You know, it's sort of like a definition. You got to kind of have a big ego because you got to be a risk taker. You got to be a little bit arrogant to be in business and have an ego and all that type of thing. But when we I presented on this a little bit at IWCA, and it was, you know, the bottom line is we're here to serve people, employees, and our vendors, and our clients are obvious, our families, you know, all those things. If we've got an office next to somebody, we need to serve everybody around us, and things start to come back to you. You have to put your ego on the shelf a lot of times to do that. And I think too many of us during an interview, when, you know, bringing it back to recruiting a little bit, during the application, during the interview process, the interview is like, you know, who are you to think you can get a job with me, and you better damn well prove yourself right now to me. And there's all this pressure and all this nonsense. I was having a conversation at another convention with it was a client, and they were just adamant about the appearance, grooming, and all these other things, and because they're in the quote, the Bible Belt. Okay. Now, as far as I know, I'm not the smartest guy on religiosity or whatever you want to call it, or spirituality, but I can tell you this, I'm pretty much sure there's a little bit of a Bible Belt in every single part of the country we live in. Okay. And if you're not going to hire somebody that might have a tattoo, if you're not going to hire a guy that might have an earring, or if you're not going to hire somebody with an earring in their nose or something like that, especially in this labor market, I got news for you. You're cutting a lot of that circle out of who's available to work, and that's the things you're talking about with the pickiness too. So, you know, when you get like that, and you're rigid on your beliefs, and you're rigid on what you think your clients want or don't want, I think that's part ego too. And I think you're just reflecting yourself, not what necessarily clients are being. And again, now businesses run their businesses different ways, and that might work for somebody, and that's fine. But I'm a big believer in, you know, I don't care what you look like. If you're willing to work hard and you can prove yourself today, I work on today, what today's all about. I don't know what happened, you know, 10 years ago, 5 years ago, 3 years ago. If it's something that we need to discuss and I need to figure out, that's one thing to protect clients, obvious. But to me, this is a whole different world. And then one other point with all of that is, you know, I can't stand when I hear people talk about this generation. Nobody wants to work. These lazy this. You know what? My dad said the same thing. His dad said, and it goes on and on. World War II, you know, they all said the same damn thing about the next generation. And I just sit there and I quiver when I hear somebody talking about that in front of my kids or in front of a millennial or whatever. It drives me nuts to hear that type of conversation, because it's, number one, it's not helpful, and number two, it's not true.
No, it's not true at all. I feel like the younger generation, they just want different things. You have to press different buttons with them. My crew ranges in age from 20 years old to I think like 54. Yep. So I have a wide range. I have a good amount of guys in their 40s, a couple in their 30s, a couple in their 20s. And I even employ a young woman too. Yep. And customers love that. I mean, I'll tell you, I get so many, it's amazing. But it's just, I found you have to, a lot more praise for the younger generation. Yeah. You can't get, and I even tell my older guys, say, look, I can't get on you the same that I can't get on them the same I get on you. I said, because it's different. It's just a different mentality. And I feel like, but that's part of being a boss, being a leader. You have to know what buttons to press. And even everybody's different. You know this, Shawn. You know, I'm a big believer in reading the room. Like, I know when I go into the shop, if one of my guys is having a bad morning or a bad day, and I'll pull him aside, or I'll see him out during the day in the field, and I'll talk to him about it and ask him what's up. If he wants to talk, we can talk. If he doesn't, he doesn't. You know, I'm a big believer, and you got to really take care of your people, because they're the biggest, you know, they're really the biggest asset you have.
Yep.